The film opens with Jerry Lane, a former investigator, living a peaceful life with his wife Karen and their two daughters. They get ready for their day as usual. When they leave their house, they're driving through Philadelphia when suddenly, traffic comes to a halt. A police officer runs through his door mirror, so Jerry gets out to give it a look, and moments later, chaos erupts. People scream, explosions go off, and frenzied individuals attack others. Jerry quickly realizes these attackers aren't normal, they're aggressive, biting people, who then turn into more attackers within seconds. A massive outbreak unfolds in the streets as more people are affected after they get bit. Jerry and his family get in a vehicle, but a zombie tries attacking them, but Karen kicks him and they drive recklessly through the chaos, narrowly escaping with his family. Jerry and his family arrive in Newark, New Jersey, but the city is overrun. They go to a market to get as much food and supplies. They go to seek for shelter. They take refuge in an apartment, where they meet a family and stay there for a while. In the morning, they decide to go out since Jerry contacts his former colleague Thierry Umutoni, who arranges for a helicopter rescue. They walk quietly through the halls, but zombies hear them, so Jerry stays back to take them down. As the infected swarm the apartment, Jerry and his family barely escape, but the kind family that helped them isn't so lucky. Jerry goes on the edge on a building counting to 11 in case he was infected, but he was fine. One boy, Tomas, survives and joins them. Jerry goes back to hold the door closed for the zombies. He then runs to the helicopter with zombies chasing him, but they all escape safely. The family is taken to a US Navy aircraft carrier off the coast. There, Thierry explains that the pandemic is spreading globally and governments are collapsing. A young virologist, Dr. Fasbach, believes that finding the origin of the virus is the key to stopping it. Jerry is reluctantly recruited to help investigate, as his past experience makes him one of the best people for the job. In exchange, his family gets to stay safe on the carrier. With no choice, Jerry boards a military plane with a team, where he meets new people. They head to South Korea, where the first reports of the infection originated. Upon arrival at Camp Humphreys, Jerry's team is immediately attacked by the infected. Dr. Fasbach panics and accidentally shoots himself, dying instantly. With the virologist gone, Jerry must investigate himself. The soldiers at the base explain that the infection spread from a single sick individual brought in by locals. One soldier tells Jerry about a mysterious word used to describe the infected as Zeeks. They also mention that Israel seemed to have known about the outbreak before it happened. Jerry and the soldiers get ready to leave. They go past the zombies very quietly, and they stay quiet until Jerry gets a call from Karen which makes noise, and now the zombies are woke from the dead. They shoot all the zombies off, but Jerry gets thrown off the bike by one but gets saved. One of the soldiers gets bit on the leg and he fatally shoots himself while Jerry watches. The zombies enter the plane, but they fall off as the plane gets too high and they escape. Jerry calls his wife to make sure she is okay, and they talk for a bit, but out of nowhere a huge explosion happens and they lose all connection. Jerry travels to Jerusalem, where he meets Jurgen Warmbrunn, an Israeli official who prepared for the outbreak after intercepting intelligence about a potential pandemic. Jurgen explains Israel built a massive wall around the city, keeping the zombies out. Inside, life appears normal. However, a loud celebration draws the attention of a massive zombie horde. They begin climbing over the wall, forming a terrifying wave of undead. Panic spreads, and the infected break into the city causing chaos, and more people are being bit and attacked. Jerry, with an Israeli soldier named Segan, is being chased by hundreds of zombies, and they barely escape. Jerry notices the zombies ignore an ill and weak person. As they get away, more zombies are coming after them. They shoot and grenade as much zombies as they can, but suddenly Segan gets bit on the arm and Jerry notices, so he quickly grabs a machete and slices her arm, then counts to 11 to make sure she isn't infected. They wrap her arm up and evacuate. They run to a helicopter, but zombies grab onto it, causing it to crash, so they go a different route. Jerry and Segan rush to the airport to board a commercial plane, hoping to reach safety. But mid-flight, Jerry realizes there is multiple infected people on the other side of the plane, so he tries to keep quiet and block their side with luggage, but one drops, and they hear it, and they quickly turn the plane into a flying death trap. Desperate, Jerry detonates a grenade, blowing open a hole and ejecting the infected. The explosion causes the plane to crash in Wales. Jerry and Segan, the only survivors. Jerry has a stab wound but is unfazed. They struggle to reach a World Health Organization facility nearby. Meanwhile, Karen and her kids leave the place they stayed at. At the facility, Jerry wakes up with his wound taken care of, and he explains his theory that the zombies ignore the ill and sick individuals. meaning a possible way to survive is to infect people with a non-lethal but serious illness. The researchers agree but warn that the pathogen samples are in a part of the facility overrun by the zombies. Jerry insists on going alone, navigating through the dark corridors in complete silence. One infected scientist lurks nearby, reacting to any noise. After a tense moment, Jerry retrieves a vial of a deadly but curable disease and a zombie sees him, but Jerry still injects himself. As he walks back, the infected completely ignores him, proving his theory works. He goes to get a drink, then right after he finishes, he drops all the soda cans on the ground to distract the zombies, and just like before, he walks right past every single zombie he sees. Back in the lab, the scientists cure Jerry's infection, and they send out his findings globally. Jerry reunites with his family, who were temporarily moved to a refugee camp. The vaccine based on his discovery is distributed, allowing survivors to move safely past zombies. Thanks for watching until the end, and if you made it this far, make sure you subscribe for more breakdowns.